Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is First Female Friday, January 21st, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Today's special guest is known for his roles such as But Deliver Us from Evil, NYPD Blue, and Love Don't Live Here. I'm super excited to welcome my very special guest. His birthday was Monday, if I'm not mistaken, the 18th. Shout outs to actor Eric Carter. He is going to be joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Let me share this live with him so that we can get this interview started. Tomorrow joining me, we have fashion designer J. Amour. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I'm super excited. Let's get into this interview. Fashion outfit. Today's outfit is from Fashion Nova. I decided to do something a little bit different. This is a sweater dress from Fashion Nova. And you guys have seen this in Miss Stevie's closet. And without further ado, let's dive right into this interview with actor Eric Carter, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's do it. Oh, are you on your laptop or phone, Eric? Because it says you might have to update. Wait a minute. Oh, let me share this. Yes, make sure you guys share the live as you enter. Let me see if it will allow me to add Eric. Yeah. Are you on your laptop, Eric, or are you on your phone? Type it in the comments. Because if you're... Oh, yeah, it's not going to work if you're on your laptop. You got to be on your phone. Hey, Mikey. I just got off of Bigo. I'm probably going to be hopping back on Bigo after this interview. Yeah. Other than that, I hope you guys are doing awesome. Today is Friday. I feel awesome. We finally made it through such a hectic week. It's been a hectic week. Next week, we got some more amazing guests. Tomorrow, we have fashion designer J. Amour. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in for that tomorrow, 1 p.m. Hey, boo, I love your hair. Thank you. Thank you. Who was it? I seen either K. Michelle or somebody that had their hair this color. It was beautiful. So while we're waiting on Eric to get his phone, I'm gonna hold it down for a minute. Definitely. I hope you guys are doing awesome today. Today's look is from Fashion Nova. I decided to go with a hip hugging curve dress that is absolutely sexy with the cutout sleeves, something a little bit different, and my favorite black chandelier earrings. I don't know if y'all can see them, but yeah, because my hair is hiding it. But yeah. So we have been on point with the fashions throughout this week. And I will give you guys the LOTW look of the week. So make sure you guys go and vote for that. All right. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. It should be popping up. Give it a sec, ladies and gentlemen. I think IG is acting up right now. Let me see. Okay, it says that he's unable. Let me see something. I think that me and Eric are pressing at the same time. I think what's going on. Give me a sec, ladies and gentlemen. We're having some technical issues here. All right.
Can you see me?
Here we are. Yes, I can see you now.
But I'm trying to fix my camera. I try to adjust it in some type of way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys share the live. We are here with actor Eric Carter. Give it a sec. He's adjusting his camera.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome if you're just joining in. Welcome to the Dollhouse, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. While Eric is trying to get it together. Again, tomorrow, joining me at 1 p.m. EST, we have fashion designer J.R. Moore. And ladies, his gowns are absolutely everything. So please go and check it out. But right now, we are here with the handsome, the talented Mr. Eric Carter, who just celebrated his birthday recently. And again, my apologies. I forgot we had an interview that I think it was that Monday or that Tuesday.
Or Tuesday. Hey, there's no problem.
Yes. Okay. So let's get right into it. How was your birthday? Did you celebrate? What did you do?
It was great. It was great. My girlfriend, she took me to a Brazilian steakhouse, which
Oh,
I've never been to one before. So when I get there and I see the salad bar, and the salad bar, has solids and got ribs and sandwiches. I'm like, what is this? All right, this is not no regular salad bar, right? And then I sit down and realize he bring you around 10 different meats to try out. So it was quite an experience. It was quite an experience. That's a once a year experience, not a once a month though.
all right. It sounds like fun. Sounds like you had a great birthday. How about your New Year's? Any resolutions that you had in 2021 that you now seen coming full circle for 2022?
I mean, I used to do the resolutions every year, but I do have goals. Being an actor, of course, you have goals every year, but I think the main goal is just me just keeping on a roll, on a steady pace and being consistent. And as long as I do that, things will fall into place. So, I'm just all it is. You know what it means to me. Just kick it in gear. One more gear. Because we don't know when we're not going to be on this earth no more, right? So that's why we just got to keep going.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's so crazy you mentioned that because we've lost so many icons this year, from Betty White to Max Julian. We lost so many people. Sidney
Sydney,
Poitier,
Bob
like,
Saget. Who was
yes,
it today? It was Louis Anderson today? He passed.
yes. And then Andre Leon Talley, for those of you who are in the fashion world like myself, it's 73 years old. Like, it's just been so many people. So give people their flowers while they're here.
Yes, yes, yes. You have to, because these people paved the way for us. That's why we in the business. That's why we doing it. So, definitely give them the flowers while they're here and keep it going. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Yes. This life is so short. All right, fashion dolls. Let's dive right into this interview. So, Eric, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and how did you get your start into acting?
All right. Yes. Well, I'm originally, I live in Philadelphia, PA. That's where I'm from. How did I get my start? So, I've been acting since I was 14 years old. So, and I'm 40. I just turned 43. So, and I went to performing arts high school here in Philly. So that's how I really got started. Honestly, I like telling this story. I went to Catholic school for the first, from kindergarten up to 8th grade. And then when it was time for me to go to high school, my mom she gave me two choices to go to. One was a school called Roman Catholic All Boys High School. And another one was Creative and Performing Arts High School. And I'll be honest with you, the only reason I went to performing arts is because I didn't want to wear uniforms any longer. And I didn't want to go to an all boys school. So I had that 8th grade, I had just did my first play. I did A Christmas Carol when I played Bob Cratchit, the guy that worked for Scrooge. And I went into that audition. I did an excerpt from A Christmas Carol, and I think at that time was Malcolm X Denzel Washington, Malcolm X came out, and I
Yeah.
had took a piece of his speech out of there and audition, and wound up getting in. I wound up getting in, and I got in, and I met a teacher called named Mel Williams. Brilliant teacher, trained Queen Latifah and the late Mike Williams. A lot of people, and but I had him as a high school theater teacher for 4 years, right? So I got this college level expert training at such a young age, and that really, those 4 years made me fall in love with the art. So, and that's why, 20 plus years later, I'm still in it, in this tough business.
When you said Philly, I was thinking, because your accent kind of gave it off. I was like, okay, New York, New Jersey, Philly. Those were the three options that came to my mind. I said that because I have family in Philadelphia actually too,
Okay.
and the accents in Philly are so strong. So I said he's got to be from one of these three places. So with this, you took your experience, took theater arts class in school and everything. Now you're fast forwarding on to your acting career. We're going to jump right into your career and get into some of these roles. But Deliver Us from Evil, one of my favorite shows, NYPD Blue, and Love Don't Live Here Anymore. What is it like for you, your first time being on set, and you just, right off, fresh off the scene, getting into acting and everything like that? What is it like for you? What is the experience like for you on set? Like, is this real?
I mean, and that's a good question, because right out of training, right out of school, you go into the audition, and that's a whole nother beast. Just auditioning in itself, that's a whole different skill. But if you can get past the audition and you actually book the role and make it on set, then to me, I look at it, it's 80% of your job is done, because whatever you did in the audition, just do it on set, because that's why you got the role, because they like you in an audition, right? But when you get on set, especially for young actors, it's really just soaking in the knowledge. Just being, just basic, first of all, just basic everyday stuff. Be on time, know your lines, if they ask you to bring something, bring your costume and things like that. But once you on there, it's business. You at work, and and you focus for however long you got, and as long as you, and of course, his nerves going to be there. That's natural, but that's why you go to training. That's why you train for years. That's why you go to acting school. That's why you practice, so you can get those nerves out, or when it's time for you to deliver and the nerves are in you, you can still deliver it, right? Because you don't put in the work. So yeah, you're going to be nervous on set the first time, but be confident in the work that you put in, and put in the work, because everybody else is putting in the work, right? So that's just be prepared, and that'll take the nerves away.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. Now I gotta ask this question, because you say your mom wanted you to go to either an all boys school or a theater arts school. What did your mama say when she seen her baby on TV?
I mean, it was a shock. On the first role that I got was NYPD Blue, and it's funny because I was so excited, and I was sitting around with my friends one day. We was actually waiting for the show to come on, and we got so busy talking that I missed my own show. I wound up seeing it like the rerun, like that's the following week. So, and the only reason I remembered it is because I'm sitting there with my friends, and my mom called me on the phone like, "You on TV? Did you see it? You on TV?" And I'm like, "No, I missed it, Mom. I missed it. I was talking." So, but no, she was so excited, and my uncles and my aunts. It's growing up, you watch TV. You look at people on TV at a distance, like that's them, and it's just
Right.
measly old me, right? And of course, it's not that, because we all know that the people on TV got the same issues and deal with the same things that we do every day, right? So we already know that's not it as we get older, but some people look at it that way. And it was just a shock of this idea of my son finally made it. You know, it's like, yeah, mom, like, you got to celebrate the small wins, but I ain't make it yet. We ain't millionaires, but I'm going in the right direction. So, and I think as a mom, as just parents in general, if you know, I grew up in I definitely grew up in the hood. I grew up in a rough neighborhood, and just for a black man to make it out that environment and be doing something positive and continuously do it, you know, I think that in itself made her proud. You know, because you know, so many of my friends and her friends and just passed away, went down the wrong path, and just for the simple fact that I'm not in jail and I'm alive, I think my mom is is happy about that. So, you know, but simple fact I'm on TV or the movies, and she love it. I mean, she love it. Extremely supportive.
Yes, and you're doing absolutely, and you're doing something that can be pivotal for the Black community because you've been. I'm in South Carolina, so I definitely know what it's like. You know, coming up, trying to get out, trying to just make a name for yourself and things like that. I definitely understand that. So speaking of, you know, making it come into existence, manifestation, how important is manifestation to you? We're now in 2022 and we love 2021, which is, you know, such a, how can I say, an emotional roller coaster ride, a wild roller coaster ride. And now we're seeing things come full circle into 2022 for clarity, in my opinion. For you, how big is manifestation for you?
Oh, it's extremely that. I look at myself as a, you know, I'm not a religious person like that. What I believe in in an energy, in a higher energy. Um, and if you want to call that energy God, then so be it. We can call it God, but that energy is in all of us, and I really believe that if you go out every day with a good heart, you're not trying to get over on anybody, you working hard at your craft or whatever. If you want to be the president of the United States, you taking the steps and you working
Mm-hmm.
hard to do it, right? And you living just energy wise, just a good life, right? I think well, it's not even I think, I believe that everything around you that you want that's positive will come into your life, right? If you go out there on the opposite note and you go out there looking like how I'm going to scheme somebody, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to get over on this person or that person, that energy will come back as well.
Oh yeah.
Right? You manifest that into your life as well. So I think just for me, it's just waking up every single day, being appreciative that I got up in the morning and going out into the world and being positive with the people that I deal with and being trying to be positive with myself, then the positive things that I want out of life will come into it. And it's working. I mean, I got on TV, right? But back, you know, I mean, that was one of the things back when I was a young actor. Like, I wanted to get on TV. I wanted an agent, and you know, when I went out every day, those what I had. I had those ideas in my mind, and within a year, I got an agent, and I got on TV in about a year and a half. So, you know, it's the positivity. Just go out in life and do the right thing. Just live right. Just live right. It's not that easy. It's not that, you know, it's not that hard. Just live right. And things will come to you.
Absolutely. 100%, 100%. And speaking of living right, one thing I commend you for is that you're an outstanding family man. You're a father, you're a husband, you do all of these things. What's the balance like? Because I know it's definitely difficult being separated away from your fam while you're on set and having to do these roles with the guidelines, restrictions, and everything. So, how have you found the balance, you know, being a family man and being this actor? You know, how do you find that
All
balance?
right. And that's a really good question. Because yeah, I have two children, ages 14 and 17. But their mom actually passed away about 11 years ago. So I'm a single father.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. But and it was hard, and it was hard. But one thing that when I made a transition in my life, when I sat down and said, this is what I'm going to do, because at one point when their mom passed away, I did stop acting because that was the adjustment period. Just, emotionally, mentally, financially, a whole lot of things. So I stopped for about 4 years. And then when I got back into it, one thing I said is, what can I sacrifice? And I can't sacrifice my family. I got bills to pay, so I can't sacrifice my money, right? So I just made a simple decision to sacrifice my sleep. And what I mean by that was the job that I needed to support myself, I just took an overnight job. And that left me open during the day to audition and perform and rehearse. And if I didn't, it also kept me there as a father and a parent to be there for my kids when they're home during the day, right? And that's all it was. I asked myself, what I'm going to sacrifice? I sacrificed my sleep. And that's what I did. And that was probably the best choice I made, because now I don't do it no more. I don't have to work overnight. Now I got way more time. But at that time, that was the best choice, because I started getting a lot of auditions, and eventually I started booking, and I didn't have to work that overnight job because I started booking, and it worked out. So yeah, I mean, it sounds simple, and it is simple, but it was hard. You got to sleep, but you got to make sacrifices for what you want, and you got to realize what's important. And I knew right off the bat I couldn't sacrifice my family and my kids. So, that's what it was.
Absolutely, 100%. If there's any actors that you would like to work with in the future, who would your dream team be? Who would you like to work with?
Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright is a great underrated actor. But is he really underrated? Probably not, because he's in everything. But he's so his range in acting. He can play this. I forgot what movie that was. He played the Hispanic drug dealer, but then he turned around and you see him in that show Westworld that was on HBO for a while, right? And then you turn around and you go to Broadway, and he did Top Dog Underdog, where it was him and Don Cheadle and Mos Def for a while. So it's just the range. I would love to work with him. That's the one.
Okay. Would you see yourself producing and directing behind the scenes as well too? Because a lot of actors are like, okay, I want to tap into this. Like one of my guests that I had on just the other day, Lanita Harris, she says she's going to be getting into producing and directing. And we had a conversation. It's a little girl talk. And I said, I would love to see more women producers. But for you, we've got enough Black male producers. Do you see yourself producing and directing in the future as well too?
Actually, I did a little directing. And it's funny, I was talking to one of my friends about this the other day as well. I was like, I am going to get into directing, but it probably won't happen for another 20 years. And that's because I love the stage and on screen too much. I like being in front of the camera. I love being on stage. So I didn't, that bug didn't get out my system yet. But I do direct smaller plays and shows and readings and things like that. So I direct those type things to try to get my skills up. So I'm starting now for what I'm going to do 20 years from now. So, that's how it is.
All right. So we're going to get into our games, Fashion Dolls. It is about that time. It is time for the Rapid 5. And Eric has to tell me 5 things that he can't live without. And then in the next game, we're going to get a little hot. It is called Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions uncensored and unfiltered. So I don't know what Eric is going to ask me. My heart is beating very fast. But we're going to start with the Rapid 5. 5 things you can't live without.
Five things I can't live without. My kids seem quiet around the house when I'm with them. When they're not around. My phone. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people. My trumpet. I'm a trumpet player, so I can't live without my trumpet. My movies. I'm a big movie guy, and I can't live without live theater. I love my theater. It's fine.
All right. That's right. Five amazing choices. Five amazing choices. So before we get into the turn the table segment, you've mentioned live theater. Which one do you prefer doing the most? Which one do you have the most fun doing? Because I know when you're doing, I've interviewed people that have been on Broadway who've done stage plays and Broadway theater and things. And they say it's a completely different experience than taping, like how we're doing right now, taping a show or recording a show or doing a film.
Yeah.
So which one do you prefer?
I prefer theater. I feel most comfortable on the stage, maybe because that's where I started out at. Like I said, I was in Kappa, and I'm before Kappa, Creative and Performing Arts. That's what we call it, Kappa. um, and I was there, and we didn't do no film there. We did everything on stage, and when I graduated, everything was on stage. So, but that was back in '94. Not like it was a long time ago, but back in '94. So, yeah, I like the theater because it's right then and there. It's no repeats. You know,
In that moment.
you in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're in that moment. And that moment is the rush. That's the rush right there. To control that moment and to have the audience in the palm of your hand and be able to manipulate their emotions. Right? I love that moment. And film, and I like film too. Film is just a different technique. I'm gonna be honest with you though. The one thing I hate about film is a whole lot of sitting around and waiting.
And those takes.
you take about 10 takes, and then you sit down and wait about 2 hours for them to turn the camera around. But that type stuff I don't like. I do like the money though. The money is really good.
All right, fashion dolls, it is about that time. It is time to turn the tables. And Eric is going to ask me some questions uncensored and unfiltered. I don't know what he's going to ask. My heart is beating fast. So I'm going to pass it on to Eric.
Yes. So my first question, I'm going to start off easy. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni pizza. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you peace every day?
I would have to say God. I'm not the most spiritual person, but I've gotten in tune with my spirituality. So I would have to say God. I've really tapped back into that. And my mom, she told me something because growing up in the South, Christianity is a huge thing down here. So mom, she said, don't ever get too big that you forget, put him first in everything that you do. Don't ever forget, you always got to have something positive in your life, and you need to forget that he's here. He's put all of these abundance and blessings before you. So definitely.
All right. Okay. So my why for why I'm in this entertainment business is for my happiness and to show my kids that you can do what you want in life and still be successful. What is your why as to why you are in fashion and journalism?
My why is because even when it comes to platforms like this, you've got The Real, you've got The View, you've got so many talk shows, and the most controversial, Wendy Williams. So, I mean, you hardly see women of color in daytime TV. So that's why I created, Style by Stevie. I said, I want a platform where the Black community can come together. And not only will you get the female perspective, my perspective, and you'll get the male perspective as well, too. And I feel like, the Black community was so divided. We need a conversation to sit down and be able to talk about these things, without having to put each other down.
Yes.
So that's why, added male co-hosts on just last year, to shake it up. because I want men to feel like they're able to watch this platform and feel like, oh well, she's not bashing us. She's, just it's just accountability. You get it from both sides of the spectrum.
Exactly.
The spectrum. You get the male spectrum and then you get the female spectrum. Because I'm like, how can I cover certain things when I'm a woman? Certain things I can't cover. So, I just added on, shout outs to Johnny and Marco, male co-hosts to the show.
Cool. Exactly. You got to have accountability on both ends, on both sides. So, yeah, that's how you grow in a relationship, as a community, So I'm definitely with you on that. If you didn't have, if you wasn't in the United States, what country would you live in?
I would live in Paris because of the fashion, of course, and it's a different culture. It's a different time. It's a different world, and it's beautiful. So, Paris.
All right. And the last question is, if you wasn't into fashion or journalism, what would be your other profession?
It would be home decor because I love to organize, and I don't know if it's a woman thing. Women, we just like to organize things and put things in order. And I think I pick up that trait from my mom because my mom is always changing up something in the house: the curtains, the table, the car, like always shifting something around. So it would be that.
They switch it around every season. They change it around. All right, that was 5, right? That was 5.
Yes.
I see a couple of people on here. I know. I see George. What's up, George? I see Omar. I saw Khalif on here. I saw Erica. Erica Love is actually my kid's aunt. So definitely check her out. I didn't know these people was gonna be on here.
I see a lot of people coming through. Oh, JMR. Hey, my love. Tomorrow, JMR will be joining me, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys tune in for that interview. Now, I'm going to ask you the same question, Eric. If you wasn't into acting, what would you be doing?
Actually, I wanted to be a doctor at one point. I wanted to deliver babies. Yeah, I think it's when you talk about miracles, I think a human coming out of another human is the greatest miracle you can see. But I think that kicked in when my kids were born. It was like wow, I want to do that. So, but yeah, if I wasn't an actor, I probably would have went into the medical field and more so delivering babies, or somewhere in that. Maybe been a nurse, but somewhere in the delivering babies field.
All right. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any questions for myself or Eric before we conclude this amazing conversation and interview? It was such a great time with you. And shout outs to George Ann. All my love goes to her. Shout outs to her.
George Ann is great. George Ann, for everybody, that's my manager, CPM Talents Management. But yeah, George Ann is great. And I've been with George Ann at least 5-6 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I just signed back up with her again. So yeah, I was with George Ann when I first got NYPD Blue. No, I wasn't. I'm sorry. I was with George Ann when I got a Mass Mutual commercial that I had to go away for like 4 days. So yeah.
Yes, definitely shout outs to her. She was such a sweetheart. When I spoke to her via email and everything, and we were exchanging, setting everything up, she was such a sweetheart.
Yeah. George Ann is great. I love her. And the whole team, she got about 4 people there, Molly and Dante. They all great. They work hard. And that's what you want from a manager or agent. I'm averaging probably about at least 7 to 8 auditions a week. At least 7 to 8 auditions a week. I mean, and they coming in. And that's one thing, before we go, that's one thing I want to tell like younger actors is that, you want the work to come in. You got to get the auditions in. And it's going to be hard because one day you might have an audition for an August Wilson play, which is, if you know August Wilson, extremely wordy. And then the next day you might have an audition for you know, a TV show, you know, Bull or something like that. And you got to get them in, and you got to show that range, and just put in the work. Just work. Just work. If you think that you got it, if somebody else think they got it, and they're going to put in that extra mile. And that's what separates people from here, from down there. All it is the work. All it is the work. So just continuously put in the work. Just continuously read plays. If you watch movies, be critical. Look at the acting, look at the writing, look at how the shots are made. Look at choices that's made, because all those little things you could put in your own arsenal and take it, you know, and blow up that way. So that's my one advice. Just work. Just keep working. Don't never think it's enough. Keep working.
V Brown, actor, singer, shout outs to him. V Brown says, Eric, long time. I didn't know you know Eric.
Long time. Royce, I see Royce Shelley. I see all these people here now.
They're coming to support you. They're coming to see what's up.
Oh yeah, I see all about it. Everybody, I'm gonna come see Omar. I see Omar was up there. Omar got a play with a director. Well, actually, one of my teachers after Mel Williams was a lady named Connie Norwood, and she was really instrumental in a lot of things that I learned back in the day that I still use to this day. And she's currently directing a play up here with the guy Omar on that's in the chat right now. So I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna check that out.
All right, fashion dolls. All right, do we have any questions for Eric? This was such a great interview. I hope you guys definitely are going to go back and watch the replay. It will be up. So do we have any questions for Eric or myself?
Miss Connie, don't play no games. But I said, I did hear you say that you have Bilko coming on tomorrow.
Who?
You said you had Bilko coming on tomorrow.
Jay Amore. Yeah, Jay Amore is a fashion designer. He's going to be here on 1.
Oh, yeah. I thought so. I thought you said so. I thought you had somebody else coming on. Okay, never mind.
V Brown actor says that he is proud of the work that you've been doing.
Hey man, I appreciate that, man. I truly do. I truly do. I mean, it's about the work. Just do it for the work. Why people ask, why do you do this? Why do you know? I joke around and said that we in the business of rejection. We in the business of rejection. You know, like I said, I might do 7 auditions a week. I'll be lucky if I book 1. A good month for me is probably three roles that I book, you know. And but it's why you do it. It's all about the work, and just keep putting it in. Keep putting it in, and keep asking yourself why. Why am I doing this? Why am I getting rejected? Why am I taking myself through this emotional rejection? Because I love it. I love creating these characters, you know. So yeah.
V Brown actor singer also says, I told him years ago to start teaching acting classes. What's up with that?
Mr. had asked me, was I taking classes was I teaching years ago? I was like, I wasn't teaching. But I do coach a little bit. I don't free no classes, but if somebody asks me, they want to train with me, I teach you everything I know. I teach you everything I know. But you got my information. You got it. Just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Send me up. Or
all right, fashion dolls.
I'll set you up.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, or I can set you up with my girlfriend, Liz Priestley, who she's also an actress that do a lot of coaching. And she played the role in Concrete Cowboy. She played Idris Elba's wife in that one. So set you up with me, or I can set you up with her.
All right. Y'all heard that. All right, dolls. Any more questions for myself or Eric? Let's keep the conversation going before we conclude this amazing conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it was so great having you here, Eric. Your energy is everything.
I appreciate you having me. I definitely do. I like to share knowledge as much as I can about this acting game. because it's tough.
Yes, and that was going to be my final question for you. What advice would you give to people who are looking to get into this biz? Because we know it's challenging, for actors, directors, producers, etc.
Okay, so for one, you got to train. Don't go and take class for a year and think all of a sudden you're going to start coming out here booking. And that's a trap that a lot of younger actors fall into. They train for a year and then they start booking a lot of like smaller productions, independent productions, non-union productions, and they probably start getting those a lot. And then once they go over to SAG, it's almost like a totem pole. You get knocked right back down to the bottom. Now you got to start working your way back up. And the people on that level are better than the people on the first level, or not even better, but more experienced. So they know tricks of the trade to get it by. And then it keeps going up. So the competition gets tougher as you go further along. That's why you have to train, keep training. Even if you think you are great, train, coach, because the main thing you want to do is to expand your range. If you get in this game, like with me, I got in this game. The first role I played was a thug, because I'm a black man with tattoos. So I figured I was gonna probably get in as a thug, right? I got in as a thug, but then they realized I just played Martin Luther King last year, But that's because I expanded my range, and that's because I never stopped training. That's all I have to say. Believe in yourself, put in the work, and don't stop training. And if you get rejection, just do the audition, keep it moving. Once you do the audition, put it behind you. And one last thing, do not wait on somebody else to give you an opportunity. If you have ideas in your head, if you have a script, you go out there and you produce it yourself. If you have a TV series that you have, get yourself a small crew, a small group of people, and go out there and produce it. Do your work for yourself. And if you wait for somebody else to give you a chance, you'll be waiting till the sky turn gray. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be waiting forever. So create your own work and do your own work and keep training, and you'll be good to go.
We got 2 questions from V Brown. He says, where are you based now? I'm still finding challenges in Philly here. And what do you have coming up?
Well, I'm still based in Philly. But what it is, though, my auditions are not all in Philly. Most of my auditions even from New York or DC in the tri-state area, LA. I just put in an audition today for August was in Gem of the Ocean. They doing out in LA, and I had to submit that this morning. So it's really because, you know why? Because of COVID, you don't have to go into the office. Everything is virtual now. So you can audition for anything, anywhere. That's the main thing. But what I have coming up, I do have in April, I'm doing the Mountaintop, playing Martin Luther King again. I did this play probably about 4 times so far, but it's a great play. I'm doing that out in York, PA. It's a limited engagement, maybe like I think it's 4 shows like that. So I have that. I just booked this movie that's shooting in Chicago, so I fly out Chicago in March for a week. I got you. I'm gonna send events in Chicago for a week, and besides those 2 things, and auditioning every single day, me and my lady and my close friend, we all have ideas and we are creating our own work. So, and it's funny you said, because we got a meeting about that tonight. So we're going to get that on the road, and that's it. Like, this year is about creating my own work, creating work for ourselves, and really trying to be in control of it. It's almost like prime example is maybe like Issa Rae. What's that? Issa Rae. Insecure.
Yes.
Like she did her own thing on YouTube, and then it went over. But a lot of people do that. So I think that's what it is. I think it's about creating your own work, creating the roles that's for you, and that's what I'm focused on this year.
V Brown says my Facebook is abando. Uh-oh.
I got you, I got you, Vince. I got you. but yeah, that's yeah, that's what I tell everybody. Just keep working and have a positive attitude. Have fun, and your why just got to be strong as to why you're doing it.
100%. 100%. All right, fashion dolls. Um, we are about to conclude, ladies and gentlemen. Eric, let everyone know where they can follow you and what do you, if you have any projects coming up in the future.
Yeah. Well, my Instagram is Actors Life. I guess I'll put it in here. Actors Life. Can I put it in? Actors Life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I guess Actors Life 79. That's my Instagram, and my Facebook. You just put in my name, Eric Carter. Yes, you know you'll see my picture up on there. But
All right.
yeah, yeah. And if anybody on here, you got any questions, some acting questions, just shoot me a message. Like I said, I love sharing this knowledge about this acting business and just sitting around talking about it because you know that's how we learn. We teach each other. So yeah.
Absolutely. There's so many people that are looking to get into this business. And now with the, not having to go into the office, you're doing things virtually, like people are doing their self-tapes at home. So yeah.
Yeah. Save money too. I don't have to get on the train and go back and forth to New York. Pay them tolls. So this saving me a lot of money, which is great.
Yes. So make dues, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to actor Eric Carter. Eric, it was such a pleasure having you here, and I'd love to have you back on in the future.
Definitely. I'll love to. I'll love to.
All right, fashion dolls. Special thanks to Eric Carter. Special thanks to V Brown, actor, singer, Marco. Shout outs to everybody who's viewing. Thank you all so much for coming in. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we talk fashion with fashion designer Jay Amore at 1 p.m. EST. I love you all. Y'all, please be safe, and this interview will be up. Take care, fashion dolls. Everyone be safe.